lovelies, and welcome to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Lily. I am a 25-year-old cash budgeter and stuffer. I'm currently living with my boyfriend and our 4 dogs in our first home together, and we are really just trying to get a handle on our finances and our lives. So if any of that sounds like content that might interest you, I hope that you consider hitting that subscribe button and sending some support my way. But happy Salary Sunday, everyone. Today we are here to budget out my last week of August. And you know what the last week means. This is going to include my full-time job's paycheck, my Etsy paycheck, and my YouTube income. YouTube only pays out once a month. So this income is going to be a little bit more than we're used to working with. But that just makes it more fun to budget out. So I have my little notebook here. I do sell digital planners on my Etsy shop in a bunch of different colors and designs and stuff. If you're a digital budgeter, I was for a very long time, and I will go back to it. I know I will. But for this month, I started doing pen and paper again just to kind of like refresh, and I'm really liking it. So I'm going to skip back to this week's budget. I did go ahead and like write out all my categories, but I will explain them super quickly if you are new. So essentially, I use the budget by paycheck method, the cash envelope method, zero-based budgeting. There's a bunch of different like parts to it, but they all work together here. So the zero-based budget system essentially means that at the end of my budget, there will be no money left over, not accounted for. Every single dollar has a place, has a job. I'm going to assign it where it needs to go, so that I am just 100% on top of everything. And so with that being said, I have literally all of my expenses lined out here. I have my bills, I have my spending money, I have my savings, I have my sinking funds, which are basically like short-term savings things that you will most likely spend or you'll need to save up for throughout each month. But they can take a little bit longer. So you kind of add things to it, let it build up, and then when you need it, you can pull from it. I'll let you know what my categories are in a second, but that's basically it. I have a little spot up here to record my income and another little spot up here so that I can make sure that any subscriptions that are pulling from my account this week I leave that money in the bank for them to auto draft from my account. So I'll get to that in a quick second. I am going to record my income first and foremost. So I have a full-time job. I register trailers for a living online, trailer registrations. That's what I do full-time. And my weekly paycheck is around $600 to $620 after taxes. So I have $600 to work with here. So I'm just going to add that in. And then I also need to double check what my income for Etsy and YouTube are going to be. So I will say this, if you are planning on watching the cash stuffing videos that will come after this video, and where I'll be stuffing this money, it can change. I am filming this on Saturday and it's gonna go up on Sunday. So if I get any orders between now and Monday when Etsy pays me out, I could have more or less money to work with depending on timing. So I just wanted to mention that. So this is what I'm currently at. And this was a lower week, which is totally fine. It happens. You got to have the lower weeks to have the good weeks. But we are currently sitting at $208. And this is before taxes. Etsy and YouTube do not take tax money out, so I will be accounting for that later. And then we will check what I'm making from YouTube. So coming this month, we had another fantastic month on YouTube, you guys. I am so excited. Thank you so much. But we are making $553. $553. That kind of makes up for the lower Etsy paycheck this week, which is amazing. So I'm just going to add that together. 208, 600, and 553. I got a lot of questions on this calculator. It's from Amazon and it's linked in the description of every single video that it's in. So if you're interested, it's down there. But in total, we are working with $1,361, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. So now that we have the total amount that we can technically budget, I do need to make sure that I account for the subscriptions that are staying in my account. So I'll explain that quickly. Some people will like add it to their bills and say I have a gym membership that I need to save X amount for. But what I do is I just leave that money in the account if it's going to be pulling that week. So I will show you super quickly. I just wrote out on the first page here this little cheat sheet for myself. So I look down here, I have a gym membership, my stamps.com membership, I have another gym membership, my Amazon Prime, my Furbo nanny dog camera, my Cricut Access account, and my Canva Pro account. These are all of my subscriptions or memberships or things that pull out throughout the month, 2nd, 7th, 17th, 24, 26, 27, different days. So I just leave that money in the bank on that week. So I'll get to that in a second. I also up here have my bills, the totals of what I need to save, etc. So looking back quickly at this week, we are working with the 20th through the 26th. So from the 20th to the 26th, I will have my Amazon Prime membership pull, my Furbo dog nanny, and my Cricut. So that is 15, 7, and 11. 15, 7, and 11. 15 plus 7, 15 plus 7 plus 11. That is $33. So I need to make sure that $33 is at least left in my checking account for when those pull so I don't get overdrafted or anything. And then additionally, every single week, I have a Roth IRA through Charles Schwab that I have $20 auto transfer right into there every week. So I need to account for that. And then I also have a high yield savings account through Ally. There is a link to sign up in the description. I highly recommend that you do. It is just a high yield savings account and your money can accrue interest while it's sitting in there as opposed to being in cash in your envelopes or just sitting in like a regular checking account. So that I have $3, just $3 little dollars every week transfer over there into like a separate savings bucket so that I can very slowly just build up some money. I don't even notice it's gone, but it does add up. So that is 23. So 23 and 33 is 56. I wrote that line. I drew that line on the wrong spot. I apologize if that's going to mess anybody up. But $56 is what I need to leave in the bank in order to make sure that all of those subscriptions are going to be covered. So 1361 minus 56 is 1,305. That is the actual number that I'll be able to budget out between my different categories. So that's how I get that number there. So the next thing that I will do, and I guess you can really do this in whatever order you want to, but my main purpose of using this system is to make sure that I have my bills covered. If I have bulk money sitting in my checking account or even my savings or whatever, if I have access to it throughout the month, I will very easily spend that and then get to the end of the month and not have enough to pay my bills. That's how it was. I would get to the end of the month and be like, shoot, I can't pay this bill until I get paid. And that's really what I'm trying to avoid here. So I will start with my bills. Now, in order to get the amount that I stuff into my bills every week, I showed you on that first page. I'm not going to flip back to it right now, but the totals of all of my monthly bills, I divide those between my 4 paychecks. I get paid weekly. If you get paid bi-weekly, then you could separate it out between those 2 paychecks, however it fits into your budget. But I get paid 4 times, so I split them between my 4 paychecks. For example, my half of the mortgage, and I am going off of last month's because it did go up because our taxes went up. So I'll start budgeting that next month, is $1,000. That's my half. Actually, you know what? I might as well just do, anyway, I don't want to confuse you. $1,000 is my half. So I will divide that between my 4 paychecks, and every single week I put $250 away towards my mortgage so that at the end of the month I have that $1,000 ready to go. So I'm going to just write that $250. I'm gonna skip down. So my internet bill is $35 for my half. I do split my bills 50-50 with my boyfriend that I live with. So divided by 4 is $8.75. So I usually do $10 a week, and then sometimes I'll do 5 if I have a little less. You can adjust it. I'm gonna put 10 just to be safe. That was an ugly 0. I apologize. My phone bill is $60 a month. Divided by 4 is 15. So I put $15. Let's see, what can I do next? My student loans are $500 a month. 500 divided by 4 is 125. So I put 125. My Best Buy is $250 divided, oh my goodness, I need to start refreshing this. $250 divided by 4 is 62, so I usually put around 60. Today I'm gonna put 70 though, just to round up and put a little extra. Hopefully that doesn't confuse you. My care credit bill this month was, let's see, yeah, so I did $550 for this month. Divided by 4 is 137. So I was 137.5. So I've been doing 138. So I'm just going to do 138. It doesn't hurt to put a little bit extra towards debt. And then my extra debt category here is because I have 2 extra credit cards that are smaller. They have smaller balances. And so I'm paying those off just by the $50 a month, which is well over what the minimum is. But that's that's $100 total that I want in the month. Divided by 4 is 25. So I stuff $25 a week. So that is how I do those. Now there are some that I skipped, and I will explain those quickly. So my Sam's Club membership, my car insurance, and my car's registration are all not monthly. Sam's Club is every year, and car insurance and registration are registration's every year as well, sorry. And then car insurance is every 6 months. So instead of budgeting them out monthly, obviously, because I don't have a monthly bill, what I'll do is I say my car registration is $900, 900 divided by 6 months is 150, divided by 4 is 37. So I stuff $40 a week. I round up so that I can hopefully save that 900 within 6 months. So that is my, did I say registration? I meant insurance if I said registration. $40 for my car insurance. My car's registration is due every year, but it is $200. It's actually usually like 170 something, but I go to 200 just to be safe. So obviously 200, I'll just do it. 200 divided by 12 is 16, divided by 4 is 4.1. So if I stuffed $4.10 every week, I would make that. But of course, I round that up to 5, so I do $5 a week in my car's registration. Now, my Sam's Club membership, obviously, that is yearly. It renews in February, and I've actually already, by stuffing $5 a week, I have fully funded that category. I'm at 120. I don't need to stuff it anymore until February. So I'm just going to draw a little circle with a line through it to indicate we're not stuffing it. Now, the only outlier here is utilities. I have a utilities envelope where I save for my variable utility expenses, those that have different amounts each time. My electric bill, my water and sewer bills, my gas, and I sometimes use it for pellets for our heating. There might be more. I always say that because I don't quite remember exactly, but any utility or house expense and bill that is different every month. So I put $50 a week away for that. and that is way more. So obviously 50 times 4 is 200. My electric, water and sewer, all that stuff is less than $200 a month, but I stuff over that amount in order to build up a buffer for future gas expenses, pellets, other utility things that we needed to fix our generator, things like that. I just build up a buffer there. That's personal. I don't need to do more. You don't need to overstuff or over budget, but I am able to. So that's what I'm doing. Now, if you are not new, I apologize if I'm over explaining, but I really just want to cover my bases in case anyone has questions. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I am happy to answer. You can send me a message over on Instagram. And yeah, but I'm here to help, but this is the process that I do. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't even write out a spot for my business. 1 second. Okay, apologies. Whoa, I'm going to adjust here. All over the place. Okay. Apologies that this down here looks a little funky. I had just forgotten to write it, but basically what's down here that I added is just my business expenses. I need to account for taxes, supplies, shipping, because a lot of this is from Etsy, YouTube, business, etc. So the next thing that I'm going to do is just add all of these up so I can get a total of what my bills are going to be. So when I'm checking my math and things later, I don't need to keep adding every single thing. So okay, so I got a total of $728. I'm gonna double check that because you really can never be too sure that these numbers are correct. Okay, 728. So that's what I'm putting towards my bills from the 1305. The next thing we need to do is account for my business. So down here, we have taxes. So my Etsy income and my YouTube income are not taxed. To save myself come tax season, I set aside 30% of my total income for taxes. I hopefully don't have to pay that much. And if that ends up being the case, then I will give myself a little bit of a refund. And that's the thought process there. So for Etsy, 208. I'm going to do, okay, 208 times 0.3 is 62. I usually round up or down depending on how I'm feeling to the nearest 5. I'm just going to do 60 this time. That's fine with me. And then 553 times 0.3 is 165.9. So I'm going to put 165 towards taxes for YouTube. Now, at this point, literally everything else is completely up to me. I can put whatever I want, wherever I want. I know when I first started, I always wondered, like, where do you get these numbers? How do you know how much to put in each category? And that's the fun part, right? So I'm going to do 165 plus 60 plus 728. That's $953 that we've spent so far from our budget. So I'm going to do 953. I'm going to remember that. Okay. 1305 minus 953. So we have $352 to work with left over. We usually don't have that much. So that's so much fun. So typically the next thing that I'll do is I'll go into my wallet here. So my wallet is the money that I spend throughout the week. I really only spend from 3 categories: my gas, my groceries, and then I have a miscellaneous category. So the first thing I'll usually do for miscellaneous, I put 5, and I'm just going to subtract as I go. So I put $5 into miscellaneous. I do that in $1 bills just so that I don't have to break a bigger bill. But say there was a week I knew I was going somewhere or I needed to get something, I might add more to that. But typically I'll put 5. I'm going to say too, for gas, I filled up my tank last weekend, I think, and I'm still over half a tank right now. So I'm going to put $10 aside for gas for this week. Normally I would do $30 to $40 to get me through the week, but I think I should be okay with what I currently have. So again, you adjust this as you go, as needed. It's totally personalized. Now, for groceries, I haven't been giving myself very much lately because I haven't had as much to work with. So I think we have $337. I think I might add $75. I know that's still just about what we've been adding, but I might come back and add to it, but I think I should be okay with that, and I do really want to help with our sinking funds and our savings. So we're at $262. I'm going to, right off the bat, my savings challenge that I'm currently working on, I will show you, is from LILYBUDGETS. And it is this little written in the stars savings challenge. You save $300 and it has all the little, oh my gosh, I always blank on what I want to say. Astronomical signs, right? All of them listed on there, and they're all worth $25. So keeping that in mind for my savings challenge, I kind of want to do 75 and do that whole row. I think I'm just going to do 50 for right now, though, and we'll do Cancer and Leo. So I'm going to put $50. That is that is the wrong one. It's always nice to have some whiteout on hand so you can just cover up mistakes. I'm putting $50 towards the challenge right now. And then let's see. I'm going to go over to my business section down here. So another thing that I'm trying to do through the month of August is, instead of skipping a category, if I wasn't planning on stuffing anything that week, I'm still going to put $1 minimum. So at least I'm putting something. I'm just trying that out this month. I kind of like it, but if I had a super low income week, I might not do it. But anyway, for giveaways, I just did my 10,000 subscriber giveaway, and I am hopefully going to do another one whenever I can save up some money for it and we hit a good milestone. So for now, I'm going to put $1 in there, and I'm just going to slowly let that build up. I'm also going to put $1 into equipment because I don't technically need anything right now. I did get a laminator, but I actually used a gift card, so I didn't have to pull from that. But anyway, for shipping stuff, I'm going to put 20. And for my supplies, I'm going to put 50 because that feels good to me. That's what I'm feeling. So right now we have $140 left to work with, and we have some savings categories and some sinking funds categories. So let's see. My manifest category is a savings for something that I haven't shared yet. I am trying to manifest this for myself in my life, and when I do, I will share it with you. I usually put 5 a week. I'm going to do 15 because that sounds good. I'm going to do 15. Okay, and then I'm going to put 5 into emergency because that feels right. And I may come back and edit these numbers, probably, considering we have 120 left, but we'll see. I'm going to move over to my sinking funds. Let's see. So my categories for things that I kind of save up to spend out of are my dogs, medical expenses, my car, Christmas, just personal spending money, and then money for, it says Auntie, my best friend's baby. So right now she is pregnant again, and we are going to throw a baby shower for her. And I need to make sure that I have lots saved up for that. Saved up. So I'm going to put 50 in here. That might be overdoing it, but I really want to make sure I get a lot in here because the baby shower is going to be in October and I'm going to need to start spending. So before I get any further, I do care more about savings right now than my sinking funds. Personally, I'm going to put $30 into my baby binder. I'm not currently pregnant, but I do know that I want to have children someday, so I have a binder dedicated to saving for that. And I usually put $1 or a couple dollars into each category throughout the week. And so this way I'll put $10 from my full-time paycheck, my Etsy paycheck, and my YouTube paycheck. That's kind of the thought process. So back to my sinking funds. We have $40 left to work with. I'm going to put, part of me wants to put like 20 in kiddos and 20 in Christmas, but I do need to do $1 in everything. So I'm going to do $1 in spending, $1 in medical, and $1 into car care. So we have 37 left. So I'm actually going to take 2 away, and I'm going to put 32 into the baby binder. I'm going to adjust that. 32. And then we have 35 left, so I'm going to do 20 in my dogs, and then the last 15 will go in Christmas. I think I like that. I think I do. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to add up the totals of all of these categories, and I'm just going to check my math through and through. So 75 plus 15, 75, 85, 90. So 90 is going to be in my wallet for spending money throughout the week. For my sinking funds, 20, 15, 50, and 3 gives us $88. For my business down here, we have 60, 165, 20, 50, and 2. That gives us $297 towards my business. And then savings has 15, 5, 50, and 32. That gives us $102. So now, moment of truth, we're going to add up all of these and make sure that they total $1,305. So 102, 728, 297, 88, and 90. Phew. 1,305. I always get so nervous at that. So basically, that is how I budget out my paychecks. Now, I'm not going to do it on camera today, simply because, like I said before, these numbers could change just a little bit if I get paid more from Etsy between right now, which is 5:35 on Saturday afternoon, and Monday morning when I get paid. So the numbers could change a little bit, but what I will do after this is I will separate it out between each paycheck. Essentially, I'll put 553 on my calculator, and I'll go through and subtract it out and spread it out so that I can stuff each category for the most part throughout each cash stuffing, just to make it fun. But theoretically, I could just go to the bank, get 1,305, and stuff this all in one go. It's totally, I just separated out strictly for the cash stuffings. But yeah, that's how I budget out my paychecks. I really hope that that helped, that you maybe learned something. If you have any questions, I apologize, my dogs are barking. If you have any questions, just shoot me a DM over on Instagram, leave them in a comment, just in case maybe other people have the same question, and I'll let you know. If you're interested in literally anything that you see me use in my videos, this is a bad example because the only link that I have is for the calculator. Literally everything else on the table other than my little citrine crystal here was from Walmart. But as for things like my cash tray, my envelopes, my binders, placeholders, bookmarks, everything, it's all linked in the description of every single video. So if you're interested in anything, it's down there. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a yellow heart in the comments to show your support for the channel. And of course, subscribe. Check back in on Tuesday, and we're going to come back and stuff the technically $590 for my full-time paycheck, not to confuse you further, but I leave my gas money in the bank. So we're going to stuff that $600, and then on Thursday we're going to come back and stuff the Etsy money, and then later we're going to stuff our YouTube paycheck, and then next Sunday, a week from today that you're seeing this, we'll do our unstuffing, bill exchange, cash condensing, the best part of every single month, as you know. So with all that said, you guys, thank you so much for staying around with me, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, month, year, and I will see you in the next one.